Disrespectful woke interviewers getting destroyed for 17 minutes straight. I love this. I think this is gonna be real fun.
In a world gone woke, where shameless reporters push narratives and heartless interviewers disguise activism as journalism, the truth takes a back seat. Guests are baited, facts are ignored, and celebrities who refuse to follow the script are met with hostility. But when these agenda-driven reporters come face to face with unshakable logic and undeniable truth, their carefully crafted illusions crumble in an instant. Here are 9 celebrity encounters where woke interviewers got owned instantly. Starting off with the time a feminist journalist questioned Quentin Tarantino about the supposedly limited screen time given to a female actress in one of his movies. Without missing a beat, Tarantino fired back with sharp wit, leaving both her and the entire room laughing at the absurdity of the question.
Literally finding anything.
Mary, from the New York Times. I had a question, same question for Quentin and Margot. Quentin, you have put Margot Robbie, a very talented actress, actor, in your film. She was in with Leonardo in Wolf of Wall Street, I, Tonya. This is a, person with a great deal of acting talent, and yet you haven't really given her many lines in the movie. And I wondered, I guess that was a deliberate choice on your part, and I just wanted to know why that was, that we don't hear her actually speaking very much. And Margot, I wanted you to also comment about being in the film in this part.
Well, I just reject your hypotheses.
The woke media then tried to spin the narrative, claiming Tarantino snapped, when in reality, he was cool as a cucumber.
That's snapping? Sweetie, is that really snapping? Oh my god, why people are so mellow? If they call that snapping, they don't know. They don't know what they're talking about. That's snapping.
Margot Robbie, the actress,
I'm literally getting more snapped right now.
Tarantino snapped, when in reality, he was cool as a cucumber. Even Margot Robbie, the actress in question, couldn't help but laugh at the sheer stupidity of these so-called journalists. Speaking of stupidity, next up is Lindsay Davis from ABC News, who tried to call out Lil Wayne for the offensive language in his songs, and then took it a step further with a bizarre question about his own family and daughter. But Wayne didn't fold, and his response left no room for debate.
What do you say to people who call your music vulgar, misogynistic, offensive, degrading?
No, if that's what you think about the music, if that's what you categorize it under, then so be it. All those things made me who I am, and I am a very successful man. Please keep looking out for more, because it's coming, baby.
So your daughter, would you have any problem with her being called a or a hoe?
Yeah, if they calling her a hoe, I have a huge problem with that. Yeah, but I've never called a certain female that I name out, unless I got a real big problem with her. Yeah.
They labeled his views controversial, simply because they didn't align with their narrative. When asked about Black History Month and the Black Lives Matter movement, Lil Wayne had a response they never saw coming.
What's your thought on Black Lives Matter?
What is it? What do you mean?
The idea is that there's this movement called Black Lives Matter, thinking that the rest of America didn't seem to understand that Black Lives Matter.
It just sounds weird. I don't know that you put a name on. It's not a name. It's not.
In my genuine opinion, all lives matter, and I'm going for that. I don't think we need to separate gender, nationality, or sex or anything like that and put it, or race and color, and put it above others. Like, I think we are all equal, and if we all treat each other equally, then the world would be a much better place.
Whatever. If somebody got shot by police for up reason, I am a young, black, rich. If that don't let you know that America understands Black matter these days, I don't know what it is. Don't come at me with that dumb man. My life matters, especially to my.
And this is so true. Like, I don't understand putting it on a race. I don't live in America, so I don't really go into that deep into the issues there. But there are so many Black people from America who are successful. And now, if I'm asking myself logistically, how did they become successful if their lives didn't matter because they were Black? I think it's an individual thing. I don't think it has to do with race. I think people who put it on race or put it on nationality or put it on gender or put it on sex or anything there, they're just trying to find a reason and an excuse. Not in every situation. There are people who have a bad hand, were handled a bad hand, but not a lot of cases. Like there are actual cases where people were just trying to find an excuse for being whatever, lazy or unsuccessful.
Do you separate yourself from it?
I feel connected to a that ain't got nothing to do with me. If you do, you crazy. You connected to this flag right. As I'm connected, I'm a gangbanger, man. I'm connected.
He shut it down
What the
immediately,
hell does that
refusing to
even
entertain the media's race-baiting nonsense and making his stance unmistakably clear by walking out of the interview. Next on the list is Denzel Washington, who, as always, effortlessly shut down a reporter trying to bait him into discussing his political leanings.
Mr. Washington, you're here in D.C. during an interesting time with the transition in the White House. Just wondering who you wound up supporting in the election and why.
Go ahead now. Fences.
How about this? I don't know if you
You're
saw it.
not
There's
allowed
a fake
to
news
ask
story
people.
going around.
They have the right to keep their vote private. There is a reason it's a private affair.
How about this? I don't know if you saw it. There's a fake news story going around. It got thousands of shares online. You saw that?
Of course,
And I just thought you might want to clear it up because people are confused.
There's a few words that start with F and end with K, but that one ends with E, but it starts with F.
Yeah, but just too vague. You got to be specific right now. F, K, and E.
What was the question?
Well, that was a question. Who you wound up supporting in the election, presidential election?
None of your business.
Yep.
None of my business?
None of your business.
Well, I'm only asking
Yeah.
because the story was online, but that's okay.
Huh?
Let me ask you this. What issue do you hope President-elect Trump tackles? What's number one in your mind with the new administration?
I don't know. I'd have to be more informed to just say off the top of my head the number one issue. I'm not sure. Education, jobs, health. I mean, there's so many. Yeah.
I want to just ask you, though, about the issue of race relations, because the film touches upon that. Right now, under President Obama, over the last 8 years, in your mind, have race relations improved under his leadership?
Race relationships have to do with race relationships. You're white or whatever you are. I'm black or whatever I am. We're standing here talking now. That's how we get things done. You can't legislate love.
Yep.
The President of the United States can't legislate us
Yep.
to liking each other.
Why is it a politic matter? It's a social matter. Why politics are involved. And once you involve politics and legalization and this rule and this ban and that ban, you detach this social thing and this emotional thing that is very important. All right, if I have to treat you a certain way because if I don't, I will get arrested, that's like making me scared of being arrested and making me have to do it, not because I want to do it, not because it comes from love, and this is the problem. Once you make all of this legalized and a politic thing, then you remove this human thing from it, if you do understand what I mean.
Each other. We have to step forward and ask questions about each other and engage. There's no law that says, because I'm president, you all got to get along now. So it's up to us.
And there's been so many protests in America, especially during the election. Black Lives Matter movement, for example, and those issues. Has that movement in particular...
And like this video, I don't know when this interview was, but the video is like 3 months old, and I'm sure this interview is even older, way older. And now today what back then they didn't know about the Black Lives Matter and how actually it was a scam, a big huge scam where people earned so much money because of it, and not a lot of it even went to black people. So yep,
the Black Lives Matter movement helped race relations or not in America?
Well, listen, we live in America, and in America we have the freedom to express ourselves. We shouldn't take that for granted. So whatever the movements are, whether you agree with them or don't, they have the right to express themselves. So that's one of the great things about being in this country that you do have the right to protect.
He was clearly annoyed, but kept his cool, handling it like a true gentleman. Denzel is one of the rare actors in Hollywood who balances humility with intelligence, and the proud look of admiration on his wife's face at the end says it all. Similar to Denzel, another incredibly intellectual man is Morgan Freeman, always sharp with his words, always on point when it comes to schooling those in the wrong and offering real solutions instead of empty narratives. Watch him end racism in less than a minute.
Black History Month you find
ridiculous.
Why?
You're going to relegate my history to a month?
Oh, come on.
What do you do with yours? Which month is White History Month? Well, come on, tell me.
Well, I'm Jewish.
Okay, which month is Jewish History Month?
There isn't one.
Oh, why not?
Yeah.
Do you want one?
No.
I don't either. I don't want a Black History Month.
Thank you so much. This makes, and it's not only the Black History Month, it's every day, everything. Valentine's Day. Okay, maybe birthdays are a specific individual thing, but Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, Father's Day, Husband's Day, Wife Day, Woman Day, Man Day. Why is it a day? Why don't we celebrate it every single day? Because all of these are important equally. You know, like, why do we have to separate it to a specific day and celebrate it to a specific day? And this is all corporate. This is all so they can sell you shit, you know, so they can remind you that you have to buy shit in order to make a specific person feel better than others that day. Nah, make her, him, whatever special on a different day and any other day. Don't put it into a specific month, a specific day. I don't like that.
Black history is American history.
How are we going to get rid of racism?
Stop talking about it.
Oh my God! Stop talking about it. Stop talking about, I'm gonna make a shirt with that. Stop talking about it. Everything in life can relate to that. Stop talking about it and it's not gonna become an issue. It's not gonna be an issue when people don't even acknowledge it as an issue, because it's not existing anymore. It doesn't exist as an issue anymore. You know what I mean? This is perfect.
I'm going to stop calling you a white man.
Yeah.
And I'm going to ask you to stop calling me a black man.
Yep.
I know you as Mike Wallace. You know me as Morgan Freeman.
It's crazy to think about the obsession some people have with race, because at the end of the day, we're all human. But this wasn't the only time Morgan Freeman shut down the race-baiting narrative. In another instance, he completely dismantled CNN's Don Lemon on live TV.
The whole thing, especially the president and Democrats now are talking about income inequality, and that's basically what, you know, when you talk about the richest 85 people on the planet, right?
Yeah.
It's income inequality. Do you think that's, looking at, you know, what's happening in the news now, is that a good idea?
It's a great idea. It is the greatest idea. We have a much more vibrant society when we don't have such a vast chasm between the haves and the have-nots. We need that middle ground that we call the middle class, the people
which
who
is almost
buy
non-existent anymore.
people who use the products that the rich are creating, if they're creating anything other than wealth, right? So it's what's happening with the Chinese economy right now. They're changing their whole outlook because they need consumers.
Yeah.
And without a middle class, you're not going to have consumers. You're not going to have it at the level that we normally would have it.
So can I go
Yeah,
back
and
to
it is very interesting. The middle class is almost vanishing. Like, you, even if you're in the middle class nowadays, a lot of time you feel like you are poor, you know, and rich people are even getting richer. So the gap between us and them is so big that you actually feel like you're poor, when in reality you're not poor. You should be middle class, but yeah, you cannot afford shit. You still can't afford shit. Even though you're not asking for millions of dollars, you're not asking for mansions, you still can't afford the freaking apartment. So the middle class is actually vanishing.
I thought what you said was fascinating because you called it bull when you said people can't, pull themselves up. Do you think that race plays a part in wealth distribution, or either a mindset that you can't
Today?
or cannot? Yeah.
No.
You don't?
No.
Not
I don't.
today, yeah.
I don't.
Past is past. We
You and
agree
I,
with
we're
the
proof.
past is different.
Why would race have anything to do with it?
Yep.
Put your mind to what you want to do and go for that.
Yep.
It's kind of like religion to me. It's a good excuse for not getting there.
I said, and it's probably get me in trouble, but I said to some of my colleagues recently, I know that it's an issue, but it seems like every single day on television I'm talking about race, and it's because of the news cycle, it's in the news, but sometimes I get so tired of talking about it, I want to just go, this is over, can we move on?
And if you talk about it, it exists.
Right.
It's not like it exists and we refuse to talk about it, but making it a bigger issue than it needs to be is the problem we have.
The look on Don Lemon's face when he didn't get the answer he was fishing for was absolutely priceless. Once again, Morgan Freeman made it clear that he's not falling for any of this woke nonsense. Up next, we have Quentin Tarantino once again, this time trolling an interviewer who tried to frame him for the so-called inappropriate and violent
The difference between Morgan, like, he actually genuinely goes there and talks to you calmly and tries to make you understand things in a calm manner. Tarantino is like just completely like destroying whoever is in front of them. He's just brutally honest.
in his movies. You're gonna love this one.
This movie's doing very well,
Oh, I know
by the
this
way,
one.
Quentin. Why are you with us? Why did you decide to do
Why
this?
am I with you?
Yeah, I mean, did you decide
so I can keep doing good and
I
to
see.
spread the Kill Bill word,
I
especially
see.
to the San Francisco Bay Area.
But one of the things you said recently, is this true, or were you misquoted?
He was younger
that
there, too.
children should see Kill Bill, advising kids to see it. Did you actually say that, or is that a misquote, Quentin?
No. It's like if it's an R-rated movie, if their parents will take them to go see it, they'll have a blast. I actually think from 12 up, all right,
Really?
is a really good audience that they will love Kill Bill. Girls will love it because they'll be empowered by it.
How are they
That's true.
empowered, exactly?
They'll go home,
Uh-huh.
put a Uma Thurman poster
Quentin?
on their wall and stuff.
Quentin,
Parents
are
got to
the-
take them to see it, but if you're
Uh-huh.
cool parents, you will do it.
Cool parents, really. Quentin, would you say this movie teaches girls to be empowered by being violent and vicious, just like boys in the movie? Would you say that's the empowerment?
It empowers
Like,
women, but
the girls are not stupid. They're not gonna take a knife and stab people in school, all right? What they're gonna learn from this is that you have to go and get what you want, is that you don't take bullshit from others. But it doesn't mean that you're gonna take a knife and do it. This is a whole fantasy revenge action kind of story. And the whole way, it's like the comic style of how it is done with the music, sound effects, the visuals. That's what it makes it fun. And it's just an action movie. Like, of course, people are not gonna be like, okay, I see it, I'm gonna do it. They're like, kids are not gonna accidentally see a zombie movie and start biting people. Like, come on.
it empowers girls by the fact that Uma Thurman is a female warrior. She's a female avenger.
Right.
Revenge is like one of the classic staples in drama.
I
Or
see, but a
Hamlet
lot
was
of
a revenge
innocent
story,
people.
all right?
I've seen the
and
film,
to have
Quentin.
girls not be not only the girlfriends in movies, but this is a movie about women. They're not about cute girls
No,
going
it's
hee,
about
hee,
killer
hee, hee,
women.
all right, with their
It's about
butts
killer
and
women.
their t-shirts that stop below their before their belly button, asking permission to kick ass. These girls just kick ass. They're warriors. They live by a code of honor, and they die by that code of honor too.
And innocent people die along the way. It's about that kind of thing. Now, tell me this.
Innocent people die along the way because unfortunately, that's the story of revenge. Revenge is messy.
Yeah.
It never works out the way you want it.
Why the need for so
That's
much
also a good
gruesome,
lesson to
graphic
learn.
Violence? Why not let us imagine?
Because
It's a
it's
fantasy.
so much fun, Jan. Get
Really?
it?
Oh, really? Okay, I'd like to see. you
Oh
rock
my
down the street.
god, it is so much fun. And like, why we all went so crazy when Deadpool came out and it was bloody and hilarious, because all the other movies were mellow. You don't see even blood, you don't see the victims. I want to see a science fiction or fantasy movie where in reality you see all of those people, civilians, actually brutally dying. Oh wait, The Boys, one of the series that is really awesome because it's gruesome. It's completely realistic. Like, if we had heroes and villains, this is how it would look like, all right? Like, blood does come out from people when you split them in half. It happens. Yeah, maybe it's not for kids to watch, but at least I want to watch it and I want to enjoy it. It's fantasy. It's fun.
Get attacked by some kids who've just seen your movie.
But you saw, but see, Jan, you're all messed up because you're talking about real life.
Oh,
and I'm
I see.
talking
And kids
about
at
the
12,
movies. You got to
kids
get
at
it
12.
straight. Now, if you want to talk about the movies, we'll talk about the movies.
Okay, and
If you
kids
want to
at
talk
12
about real
can
life,
tell
we'll
the
talk about real
difference.
life.
Kids at 12 can tell the difference. You
Of course
tell
they
their
can.
parents that, Quentin.
Of course they
I
can.
saw movies when I was a kid, all right? I saw all the movies that I'm basing my
and look
movies
how
on
wonderful
are the
you
movies I
turned
saw
out.
as a kid, and yes, kids go to a movie theater, they can tell the difference. Maybe you couldn't when you were a kid, but I could.
Okay, honey. Well, get in the hook. You're doing well, obviously. You're laughing all the way to the bank.
I accidentally took my niece, who was 10 years old, to watch Suicide Squad with me, thinking that it's gonna be PG. I didn't even read, I didn't even know, and they don't even ask you in cinema. They just let her come with me. And she, half of the movie, was closing her eye. Like, you know the first scene in Suicide Squad, you know how it goes. And she was like traumatized. But guess what? Now she's like 12, 13, and she's completely fine and normal. No, she's not going around killing people. Believe it or not, at least not from what I heard. So yeah, I think it's fine. Don't do it though. Don't take your kids to a movie like that. Unless accidentally.
And I know some
I'm
parents
having
would
a
love to
great
talk
time
to
making
you.
a terrific movie that people are having fun seeing. Maybe not you, but you know what, Jan? I don't think I made it for you.
I bet you didn't, and I'm glad you didn't. I'm just sorry.
Well, don't worry about that, baby.
We'll move on. You're doing
Baby.
great. What do you care about me? All right, Quentin. Well, look, it's your genre.
My Quentin.
You own it. It's your genre, and you own it. And that's why he's Quentin Tarantino doing so well. And this is a movie that he thinks kids should see. And I'm on the record saying I do not think kids should see it. I think adults who see it should be warned.
She probably thought she was setting him up for an easy takedown, but she clearly underestimated who she was dealing with. Tarantino wasn't having any of it. And sometimes the best way to handle these interviewers is to give them a taste of their own medicine. Just like this next one, who got absolutely owned by Samuel L. Jackson when he tried to press him about the use of a certain word in his
how
movies.
all of them are
Listen closely.
There's been a lot of
older
controversy
actors.
surrounding the usage of the N-word in this movie, and
No, nobody, none. The word would be.
Oh, I don't want to say it.
Why not?
I don't like to say it.
Have you ever said it?
No, sir.
Try it.
I don't like to say it.
Try it.
Really? Seriously?
We're not gonna have this conversation unless you say it. You want to move on to another question?
Okay. Awesome.
Interesting.
I don't want to say it.
Come on.
Will you say it?
No, fuck no. That's not the same thing.
Why do you want me to
They're
say
gonna
it?
bleep it when you say it on your show. Say it.
I can't say it. If I say it, this question it won't make air.
Okay, forget it.
Okay.
It's absolutely hilarious watching these interviewers get owned like this, especially since it's not something you see every day. But some of these interviewers just don't know when to quit. This next guy was determined to push his agenda.
Nah, like,
completely
it's so
disregarding
disrespectful. Like, yeah, definitely. Like, you see, unfortunately, I personally don't understand why black people between each other use the N-word, but when a white person wants to use it, it's forbidden and disrespectful. Like, then make it forbidden and disrespectful in all matters. But I do agree that you should not say it. Like, I would never be able to say it because you kind of made it in my brain that it is not allowed to say it. But in all of these rap songs and whatnot, like, there is the hook and stuff, and they say it so many times that it is in your brain. If you're trying to like repeat the song, you're like, you know, like it is very difficult. So I would rather that nobody says it. No one say it. It's gonna be forbidden, forgotten, and that word will never ever exist, and then nobody will talk about it.
sentiments of his guest. Next guy was determined to push his agenda, completely disregarding the sentiments of his guest. What he didn't realize, though, was that he was up against the greatest boxer of all time, Iron Mike Tyson.
Until we get to the bottom of, you said things like before fights about your opponents. I want to punch him on the tip of the nose to drive the bone up through his brain.
You know what, can I tell you something? I was a young kid then. I'm 43 years old. You know, right? You're still dwelling on something that's still 20 years old, or 21 years old, or 19 years old. I'm 43. What do you want to get from this interview?
I want to see how much you
trying to
so much in the past.
Mike. You're a different person now, aren't you?
I don't know if I am or not. I don't want to be the person I was, but I don't know. Change comes in time. Change comes really in time. You're irritating me now. I guess I did change because I'm not assailing you, but you're irritating me right now because I feel that you're evoking stuff from the past. That stuff is 15, 20 years ago.
But it's made you, has it not made you the man you are now?
No, it didn't make me. It's just parts of life, you know what I mean? I'm just an individual that has, I don't know, magnifying glass on me. I don't know. We don't know who you are. No one knows who you are. We see you every day. You have never been in no adversity where we can see if you're weak or strong. No one knows who you are, really. We can see you every day. But if I put my magnifying glass on you, we will find out some things I'm sure you wouldn't want us to know about you.
Well, you've lived in this goldfish bowl, and that was your misfortune, but it was also your fortune to be one of the best-known men on the planet.
But the reason he was known as the best man, not because of the things he had said that he regrets saying or the mistakes that he has made. Maybe the mistakes did shape him into learning and becoming a better person. But that did not shape him. Like, this is the thing. People think if you had a thought 20 years ago and you're now successful, it is because of that thought. Like, that thought has nothing to do with it. Maybe you even regret it. Maybe if you didn't have that thought, you would be even more successful today. Like, why are we talking about something that happened 20 years ago? And like, let's be honest, things that are forbidden today, back in the day were completely normal. So I don't understand this cancel culture where, especially on YouTube, they get people tweets out and then they cancel a certain YouTuber for something that they have tweeted out 10, 15 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, it makes no sense because what they thought back then was normal by society standards. It's not today. And I'm sure today they would not say it, but they're not going to go around and delete their whole history. Who has time to go around into their past deleting stuff that they said publicly?
Wow, what I'm trying to get at is where you are now in your head. You seem a much more relaxed, a calmer person.
I don't know. I just want to, I don't know where I'm in life, but I just, I want to win in life, and I just want to, I couldn't be on television and just tell you that this is where my life is at. I'm just embarking on a life.
And he is winning, even if he's losing matches.
Nobody.
He's still winning with
pretty
money.
much isolated from society now. You know, I do my jobs and I move on with life, you know, but my job is not being no famous guy, trying to be no rich guy. I'm trying to raise some kids, and I'm trying to, I just want them to have a healthy life, you know, a decent, healthy life.
Mike Tyson proved that he's not just a knockout artist in the ring, but he can also drop people just as hard with his humble yet wise words. And finally, we have the one and only Snoop Dogg, who shut down a reporter for daring to question why he was late to an event, completely ignoring the fact that people have lives, things come up, and sometimes delays just happen.
And also, the guy is so chill. Always high. High people are slow as fuck. They don't even know what time it is. They just relax, take it easy. You know, like maybe he was just too high that day.
You're 5 hours late here. And
5 hours! I'm sorry, but that is kind of disrespectful to the people who have a job and a living and a family and a dinner planned. Like, yeah, like it is. And he decided to call it out while the camera is there. Couldn't you just say it when you met him and shook hands?
You're 5 hours late here. And
man, shut the f up. Come on, man.
No, we just saw you on Twitter from the border.
About 5 hours late. I'm here. You be happy I'm here and ask some real questions.
Yeah, I was just wondering why you were so late, and I saw you were twittering about you being stopped at the border.
I was late because I went to go get some chicken wings. That's why I was late.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to go see Norway up close and personal.
He was hungry.
And visit an old folks home. I went to a convalescent home.
I'm here, be happy, I am here. Like, and this I also understand. It was disrespectful, kinda, but you don't put him on the spot like that. Especially if he's a famous person and your business is also on the line. I would say just do the interview, do the job, and never again ask him for an interview. You know, like just complain about it backstage, but don't put it publicly like this. It is so mean. All right, that was so fun. And Morgan Freeman, oh my God. That guy teaches you stuff in the most calm manners with the least amount of words. Stop talking about it. I love it. I love that one.